Good afternoon. My name's Rory. I'm with Cornerstone Roofing, Rory Huskin. This is my wife, Michele. We've been asked to come in and talk about the Avondale School Blessing that we do. So, the church that we attended a couple years ago, we were a little disappointed to find out that they really didn't have any outreaches for Christmas. So something that we could get into and something that we could be a part of, right? And so I'm on the board of directors for FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So I called, Tim Brotherton, that pretty much has his finger on the pulse of Pueblo. And I expressed my desire to reach out to something and help something. And I asked him what if it were him, what would he do? And he said that Avondale Elementary is probably the school in the district that needs the most help. So we made an appointment. I went out and I spoke with Carmen Avalos, which is she's the principal at the school. I wish she'd have been my principal. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten as many swats back in the day. But we got to talking, and I think that first off, what I did is they asked us. They were talking about this movie, Wonder. Was it Wonder?
I think so.
That came out, and they were talking about how cool it would be to send a bunch of kids to that movie because it was such a. I don't think that was the name of it. But anyway, I said, well, look, how about what if how many kids are in that class? And she told me 60, and I said, well, let's send them home. And I asked them how much they thought it would be, and I pulled out the cash, and I said, how much do you need for popcorn and soda? And we did that too, and then we decided to do a Christmas thing for them. And I think it started out at 26 kids, Michele.
I think it was less than that, actually. I think it was 12.
12 families, I think.
12 families, yeah, so maybe 24.
So, it was, okay, so it was 24, 25, 26 kids. And it was great. It was awesome. It gave us an opportunity to give back. And then the next year my wife was in contact with the principal, and we said that we would do more. And in the meantime, we were putting it on Facebook and stuff, and I had, Nick Dario call me and said, Rory, I definitely want to be part of this next year. Who else, honey?
I don't know. He pretty much turned around and said, I'm too busy. This gets to be your thing.
Well, this was last year, not the
Okay.
second year, but last year I finally said, honey, it's all yours. So she pretty much took it over, but we have McDonald's, the Napiers are giving us money. This year, Legacy Bank, the Sheriff's Department has chipped in. It just got to be bigger and bigger. This year, we're at 72 kids right now, and I'm thinking that at some point that maybe it'll be up around 80 or 90. And go ahead, honey. I said, honey, this is your thing, and she was like, wow, great.
So I got to be the neighborhood pest, so to speak. So I started hitting up all of our friends that I'm kind of a shy individual. I don't get out too much. I usually stay home with kids and that kind of thing. So kind of got me out of my box. But Matt and Jenny Smith are even helping out with us this year. We have Cat's Poorhouse in Pueblo West, and Marie's, Cakes by Marie's helps with food, and anyways, just lots of individuals. So we go out there. Last year we divided it up, so we had 3 settings of families coming in, so we could tone it down a little bit and get to know the families a little bit more one-on-one, and come to find out that there's a lot of grandparents out there in the same situation that we are, raising their grandkids because they've lost their children to drug overdoses and such. So came more clear to us what our mission out there is. But It's really neat. You go away blessed. It's a bit of a whirlwind. In the meantime, all the shopping and trying to get donations from individuals, but when it's all said and done, it goes off without a hitch, and everybody has a great time, and the kids are just truly blessed in the whole thing, and their families, their entire families, really. So
It's pretty awesome when you're sitting there and they, you hear a kid say, "This is the best Christmas ever." Like, I got a transistor radio one time. When I grew up, we didn't have much money. And, it was probably from Radio Shack. And at the time, 50 years ago, they 45 years ago maybe, it was probably $7 little radio. But that was the coolest present I ever got, because I could actually sit down and listen to Christmas music that Christmas. It was cool. So I can imagine, what, we've, so I have 8 daughters. We have 8 daughters altogether. And I never had any sons. So the first year that we went out, I'm like, "All right, honey, you do the girls and let me do the boys." And so we're walking through the store. I'm like, "How many boys do we got? I want all these, Nerf guns." And I was like, "And all these radio controlled cars." She was like, "Wow, honey, are you all right?" I'm like, "I never had any boys. I get to buy boy toys," So,
Yeah.
our grandkids, our grandsons are a lot bigger now. So, it's kind of cool. And then, of course, we try to spoil them too a little bit. So, but it's a lot of fun, man. It's fulfilling. It's really hard not to sit there and cry when these kids and their parents are coming up crying and telling us, if it wasn't for you, we would have no Christmas. So, So look, if you want to help, want to donate, that just gives us more fuel to the fire. We've been trying to keep it, somewhere around $200 a kid, give or take. So hopefully, we'll take them all this year. It's great. It just gets bigger and bigger, and it was awesome sitting there with like 40 or 50 bikes. None of those kids had bikes. It was cool. I go to Walmart and say, "Look, we want 5 of those and 6 of those and 10 of those." It was cool, and they're like, "Well, look, Rory, if you're gonna get all these bikes, we'll give you, some kind of a break in price." But anyway, if you want to help, you can contact Cornerstone Roofing, cornerstoneroof.com. You can leave us a message. You can call the office. It's a 501c3. Anyway, it's deductible. So, if you donate, we will give you a tax deduction sheet for that. So it's New Beginnings Church, NBC, and if you'll put on the check Avondale Blessing. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the help.